The children of Jeremy Hunt have left a rather charming set of letters and notes for the children of Sir Keir Starmer. And as Sir Keir Starmer is at the NATO meeting, he's returning to this rather charming bit of news, which is refreshing after so much nastiness and aggression during the general election campaign itself. And number 10 Downing Street has always been the official residence and the office of the British Prime Minister since 1735. Originally, it was 3 houses. The building was merged into a single residence in the early 18th century, and the Prime Minister's office and home is located here in its iconic behind its iconic black door without a keyhole. There's a policeman on guard on the other side who opens and closes the door. Number 11 Downing Street, next door, has traditionally been the official residence of the Chancellor of the Exchequer. However, in recent years, it has become common for Prime Ministers to live in the larger flat above number 11, especially if they have larger families. This tradition began with Tony Blair in 1997, and Blair moved into the larger flat because of his young family, and the then Chancellor Gordon Brown, who was a bachelor at the time, moved into the smaller flat above number 10. The number 10 flat suits bachelors and elderly married couples like the Thatchers, bachelors like Edward Heath and Gordon Brown, but it doesn't suit families. It's very small. When Boris was Prime Minister, he refurbished the flat above number 11, which became the subject of public scrutiny. The decoration included wallpaper costing £840 a roll, leading to widespread media coverage. And there were claims that it was gold. It was later clarified that the wallpaper was designed by Lulu Little of Soane, Britain, and was part of a luxurious and expensive redecoration, though it wasn't actually made of gold. The tradition of leaving notes for the incoming Prime Minister and the incoming administration has been a touching gesture in British politics going back some time. And most recently, these notes were left by the outgoing Chancellor Jeremy Hunt's children for the children of the incoming Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. And Jeremy Hunt's children, Jack, Anna and Eleanor, left thoughtful messages for Sir Keir's son and daughter, who are aged 16 and 13 and kept very much away from the media. And this act was seen as particularly significant given the impact that such a transition can have on children from obscurity right into the fishbowl of national life. And Sir Keir Starmer described the notes as very special and appreciated the gesture during this time of significant change for his family. And I don't know how fast this process has been going on. I know the theatricality of it is sudden like that, but I think the actual process of moving takes a couple of weeks or so. And Hunt expressed to his children the importance of democracy despite the political setback. And Hunt has, if you've looked at him in Prime Minister's questions, he has a certain charm and jollity which I wish people would draw on more often. I wish he would draw on more often, because that I think would be the desirable way to do politics in our country. Sir Keir Starmer has acknowledged the transitional period, mentioning that he and his family had not moved into the flat immediately to avoid leaving the children alone while he and his wife attended the NATO summit. So this is an insight into the rich history and traditions that surround the British political landscape, the professional and personal interweaving of our national leaders' lives, and this very quirky transitional period, the charming gestures. I mean, I remember when the Conservatives came into power, There was a note saying there's no money left. I think notes explaining how all the bits and pieces work in the private flat are significantly more charming and more useful, and they underscore the human aspect of political transition. And now I'm going to do a very small plug for my other channel. Do go to it. There's a new video that I put up there, a long deep dive into the life of Julian Assange. But meanwhile, here's a little picture of Jeremy Hunt that I did a while ago. I hope at some point that it will appear on mugs. I fear that the time has passed, but who knows about the future of Jeremy Hunt? He might end up as the leader of the opposition. He might not. He might just dwindle into being an insignificant backbencher. Well, insignificant, I don't think that's likely to happen to him somehow. But it is nice to note that he is back in Parliament and that he didn't lose his seat, though he was widely expected to do so. But please, go along to my other channel. Please subscribe to that one, subscribe to this one. I'm going to continue using this one for lots and lots of political debate and thoughts, but the other one will have deeper dives and educational content. And if you wish me to follow a particular subject, if you wish me to look more detailed in a more detailed way into, let's say, the particular Shakespearean plays or poetry or religious studies, philosophy, history, even economics, please do so, and I will be only too happy to provide little lectures, little notes, and little bits of guidance. You may not agree with everything I say, but at least it's a starting point, and you can wildly disagree and then move on from there. Whatever level of education you're following, whether this is university, A-level, GCSE, 11 plus, 7 plus, please get in touch. I think I now teach at every single age, so I've got a collection of wonderful students who are 8 years old, and we do poetry and essay writing, which is great. But I also have students who are finishing university and who are finishing both undergraduate and doctoral university degrees. So the whole range is there. The world is your oyster. Come along to, I think it's called Professor Tim's Thoughts. There we are. But if you're not subscribed here, please subscribe, and then go off and subscribe in the other place.